What's going on, everybody? Andrew with Pew Brothers. Today we're going to be doing a bench review on the Springfield Armory XdM-E 4.5 in flat dark earth. Stay tuned. Alright guys, as we take a second to safety check this again, go down below, give us that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We'll keep bringing you the content. Alright guys, safety check's done. I want to talk to you about this XdM-E. So let me give you a little backstory about this gun. I ordered this particular gun in September of 2020. With everything that was going on, everything was extremely back ordered or unavailable in some way or another. So I got this in about April. I haven't shot it, haven't took it to the range. I don't know that I will. Stay tuned. So the first thing I'm going to do is start talking to you about how I came into the Springfield family. My very first handgun was a 1911. Onto the XD platform, I was gifted this XdM in 2012. I have more rounds of this handgun than any other handgun I own, by far, no doubt. So I'm pretty familiar on the XD platform. I've owned several variations on the XD platform. There's over 50. XDS, Mod 2,
Grip Zone.
That's always fun to say, right? There's a ton of these things out there. So I'm pretty particular when it comes to XDs. I think they're great firearms overall, especially for the price point, but we're going to have to take a closer look at the XdM-E. All right, back to it. The first thing I'm going to tell you, I wasn't necessarily impressed with the packaging. Now, this was the package that my XdM came in 2012. Hard case with some accessories, 3 magazines, a holster, magazine carrier, the back straps, safety. Yeah, they're not exactly the most quality parts, but it's the thought that counts to some degree. On the other hand, fast forward 8 years, we have a beat up cardboard box stamped Springfield with a nylon box inside of it, the back straps, the safety lock, 2 22+1 round magazines with the flat magazine base plate available. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the specs. I'll put them up right here. You can look at them on Springfield, and we're going to keep on moving forward. I'm going to give you my review of this front to back. I'll give you the pros first. I do like that there's a threaded barrel on here. With a full-size firearm, especially in a configuration like this, the likelihood of throwing a can on here is pretty welcoming. Springfield complemented the threaded barrel by having the suppressor height sights on here. Not a huge fan of those, but I'll get done with the pros first. Moving towards the rear of the gun, one of the new additions is the ambidextrous slide release. We have the metal or match enhanced trigger assembly. I can't tell too much of a difference on dry fire than what I can with my XdM from 2012. I still have the factory trigger in that, a lot of break-in time. It could just be me. Let's go through the squeeze and the release real quick. Not bad, right? That's where we broke that wall at. Right there. In addition to the threaded barrel, the XdM-E also comes optics ready. This is a pretty popular trend right now in the firearms market. Not taken away from Springfield, but it's kind of par for the course. Moving on down the firearm, we have a flared mag well. Makes it easier for magazine reloads. And the ergonomics of the XdM-E follows others in the line, and I just think the ergonomics on the XdM-E is phenomenal. I like the hand purchase. I just really like the grip angle. I like the way it fits in my hand. I have large hands, and it really gives me a bunch of real estate to grab onto. Now, moving over to the cons. Things that I do not like. Again, we'll start at the front. Though Springfield put suppressor height sights on here, they didn't necessarily do a good job with the irons. There's absolutely no contrast. Take a look at that. Now, I spoke with somebody about this, kind of, voicing my frustrations with, hey, this could have been a really good gun. We already got the threaded barrel right. Why couldn't we at least put some fiber in there? And their argument was, well, Springfield intended for you to put optics on there. That may be the case, but with a firearm that is kind of in this price range, I would expect at least a fiber. dot up front. I think Springfield left a lot to be desired with these irons here. I know that you can go get something aftermarket, but after all, the intent of purchasing a firearm is it comes somewhat in the configuration that you'd like, and this here just isn't doing it for me. The next thing, the serrations. Springfield mentions it specifically in their information section on the website for the XdM-E. But I'm going to tell you, the serrations on this, I think it's more for theater. I mean, even doing press checks, my thumb starts creeping. We place that in contrast to my XdM from 2012. There's some meat there. Again, total opinion, I do not think these serrations perform better than those on previous XD models. However, I don't necessarily know the metrics in which you'd qualify the serration performance, so that's another one of those things that to each his own. Lastly is probably the greatest issue that I have with the Springfield XdM-E. This removable flared magazine well, I like. What I don't like is that I have countless magazines for my other XdMs that do fit, but you have to remove this. See, in the mag well down here, Springfield designed it so that the magazine would go in flush, but it would not go in far enough so that the magazine could engage the catch mechanism up here. I think that was an engineering oversight. The magazines will work, but again, you have to move the magazine well. So, with that interchangeability lost, I don't have much value left for this gun. And let's talk about value. This firearm here retails for $709 as the MSRP advertised by Springfield. I purchased it on the IOP Individual Officer Program for $549. There are a lot of other options out here that I would say check a lot more boxes than the Springfield XdM-E. You'll see the link up here for my video on the CZP-10, provided there's some extra accessories on here, but overall, for magazine capacity, for ergonomics, for function, this checks a lot of the boxes that the XdM-E doesn't, especially when it comes to sights. Now, no, there's not a threaded barrel, no, there's not suppressor height sights, but at least for me, those two things were not as necessarily important as what having sights that I could get contrast on. Especially for somebody that's got an astigmatism. It just starts getting fuzzy after a while. So in summary, this is probably as far as this XdM-E will go. I know there are people out there that swear by Springfield. I'm kind of in the middle right now. I have other Springfield products, but I definitely think that they left a lot to be desired on this. I wanted to like this gun. I ordered this gun and waited almost a year, and it just doesn't fit right. So my summary on the Springfield XdM-E is that there are a lot of other competitors on the market that give you a lot more bang for your buck. I think it's a cool looking gun, but for form, function, and fit, I don't think it gets it done. Maybe I'm just not operator enough to appreciate the serrations, no contrast, irons, and threaded barrel. Guys, thanks for watching Pew Brothers. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, plink responsibly.